Hello everybody, I'm Thomas and welcome to the 14th video of the series in which I'll be playing through the Hadrian's Wall solo campaign. Today I'll be attempting fort number 9, Asica. Its description reads, unlike other forts, Asica is located to the south of the wall. Excavations undertaken underneath a wealth of treasures, including a gilded bronze brooch, a bronze ring with Gnostic gems, and an enameled brooch in the shape of a hare. For the fort rules, there aren't any extra fort rules. The goal, it's a doozy. I have to get 8 trade goods in my market and score 80 plus victory points. It doesn't say different trade goods, so I assume they could be the same. And for the challenge, build at least 3 landmarks and score 25 victory points in renown. It's gonna be tricky, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get started and see what my supply card is for the first year. Okay, so no resources right off the bat. That's kind of annoying. Let's see what my path card is. Either completed cohorts or final disdain. Generally, final disdain is easier, so I will be attempting that one instead of the cohorts. The cohort path card gives me an extra guard. And then with my resource production on board, I get to start with just 1 resource. With that, we are on our way with year number 1. Guess we'll just start out like normal. Put a builder on the fort, get that going. I mean, I only have 1 resource, so I guess I will also start by putting 2 servants out to do some mining and foresting. That will get me some resource production, along with another resource to do something with. I'll always spend 1 guard on the wall guard, just so I could get a cohort going. I'll start with the right one. And I do have 2 more guards, so I could put 2 more on the wall guard. I'll hold off for now, just till I make sure that's what I want to do. So yeah, I don't really know what else I'll be doing with my resources this first year, so I'll go ahead and spend the 1 on the wall. That will get me a civilian to do something with. I have 2 civilians over here. I mean, I'd love to start going down the trader's track, because for this one, I'm definitely going to need 2 for the market and such. The medium precinct, the small precinct would be great to get, but I have definitely not enough civilians. And I don't really think I could get enough. Well, yeah, if I were to put the builder and both guards down there, I could, but then I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that doesn't seem like a good plan. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll put 1 on this track to get me a builder, and I'll put my other civilian down here to get me a resource. So now I can at least build out the wall a little bit more. Or sorry, the fort. I'll probably build up the wall a bit more too. If I'm being honest, yeah, I'll probably spend these 2 resources on the wall. That'll get me another civilian. Because I think if I spend this civilian down here on the patricians, it doesn't get me anything. Spend a guard on the fort, and that will get me a civilian. And then I spend this guard. Now that I'm level 2 down here on the patricians, I could do some scouting. And basically I'll go with this square, so I get a resource along with a servant, and then spend the resource on the wall. And that's really nice because that'll get me some renown, and I could fill in one of the cohorts up there, which I'll go with that one. Go with the left, just so I would like to get another one, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I would basically need 2 guards. Okay, wait, I can do it, because I could put 1 civilian down here on the patricians track. That'll get me a soldier. I could put them up on the wall guard. That'll get me some discipline. And then I could spend these 2 servants in a form to get me a builder, use that builder on the training grounds, and also go out on the wall guard. And that will get the center filled in. Cool, that worked out actually really well. So then first year, 1 picks attacking. I have 1 on each, so nothing's gonna get through. Attacked from the left. So that is going to be just 1 valor for me. That is the end of year number 1. Let me clean up this stuff, get some new rival cards going on, and see what my supply is for this year. Okay, pretty good spread, I would say. So then let's see what my path card options are. Either filled temples or completed wall guard sections. Go with completed wall guard sections. Just seems to be, I probably won't be going for temples too much if I don't have to. And I'll get some extra servants, which will always be nice. Probably use them just for mining and foresting. And then what else? Based on my board, I get 2 extra resources. And I think with that, we are on our way with year number 2. lots of stuff I want to do this year, lots of stuff I want to do all the time, you know? In this game, there's always too much to do and never enough time, but that's how you know it's a good game. I'll spend a servant, a builder, and a resource to build the hotel because I feel like I'm going to need it. So I'll get that civilian, spend them on the trader's track. That'll get me a servant. Guess I'll go with a builder on the fort and then a resource on the wall to get me a civilian. Then spend both civilians on the trader's track. That'll get me to level 3. I'll get a builder back, which I'll immediately spend on the fort to get me a civilian. And I will use that new civilian along with a servant to build a small precinct. So that'll get me a bit of piety, get me a resource production and a resource. So I can make sure to grab my resource. I have 3 currently, which is pretty nice. Okay, I think I see kind of an interesting play. So what I'll do is I'll spend both soldiers out on the wall guard, and I'll get a bit of discipline from that. Then I will spend, make sure I could do this, yeah. I'll spend all 3 of my resources to build the small workshop. That'll get me another builder, and then I'll immediately use that builder on, well, I kind of take it back. I was gonna use on the wall guard. Actually, first I'll use that builder on the fort. That'll get me some discipline, gets me another builder. I'll use that next builder on the training grounds. So then I can fill in another cohort. I'll go with, I suppose, the right one. And that leaves me with 2 servants. I could do another form. It's not really too much I want to do. So I think for now, I'll probably just use them to progress down the mining and foresting. So I'm a bit more ready whenever the medium granary is built. And with that, done with year 2, 2 picks attacking. So long as they don't hit left or center twice, I should be okay. So we got center, so don't hit center again. It hits center again. Of course. So I will be taking 1 disdain. I'll get 1 valor from that. And with that, that's the end of year 2. So cleaning up these cards, get some new rival cards. I need to get the market going because I need to start buying more stuff. So for the fort here, but let's see what my supply card is. All right, that's that. Let's see what my 2 path cards are. So either collected goods or scout columns. I'll definitely go with collected goods since that is, of course, what I'll be going for here. And the scout columns gives me an extra soldier. My board gets me 3 resource production. And then I get a civilian and a builder because of my hotel and workshop. With that, we're on our way with year number 3. So I think there's a couple of things I want to do. So first, a year 3 thing for me always is building the medium granary. So I will do that now and get that out of the way so I can start progressing down there. I think the next thing I really want to do is use a civilian on the trader's track, get me to 4 there so I can spend a servant, a builder, and 2 resources to start get the market going because I do need to do that. As far as what else, I guess I'll spend a servant on mining and foresting. That'll get me a bit of resource production along with another resource. Okay, well first I'll spend 2 resources on the wall. That'll get me another cohort to fill in, which I guess I will go with the left one. Then after that, I don't have a great plan, to be honest. I'll spend the 2 soldiers on the wall guard, and that'll get me a bit of discipline. Because from there, I mean, I have a couple of options, and I don't really know what the best is. I could use the builder on the wall guard. That'll get me another cohort. It's kind of what I'm tempted to do. I'll spend the civilian. See, I don't know what to spend the civilian on. I could get more resources. It wouldn't really help me at this moment, so I don't know. If I were to do the builder there, I could get renown with that resource. That's a possibility. I need to get more resources so I can actually use the market this round. That would be nice. So maybe I'll do that, is spend that civilian on the trader's track. That'll get me a resource, which I'll immediately spend that resource buying this item, I guess. That's a 6 numbered item, so that gets me a bit of renown, which does get me a civilian back. I'll spend the builder out on the trading grounds just because I want to get another cohort filled in. I'll go with the middle one just so I'm at 2 on all the cohorts. I have 1 civilian left. There's not much I could really get. I mean, I could Yeah, nothing great. So I think what I'll probably do is just go down this track so I could go more towards getting the courthouse possibly next year. I mean, we'll see. I'm not. This game's already maybe not off to the best start, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. We got what, 4 plus this one over here, so 5 picks attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, too many. Okay, so I have 2, 2, and 2, 5 picks attacking. This isn't gonna be good, but we'll see. You got center, left, right. So far, so good. Left, so just don't hit left again. That's all. Okay, of course, it hit left again. You know, every time I say don't do a thing, it does the thing. But whatever, these dang picks are just gonna be like that, I guess. So 1 broke through. So I'm taking another disdain, but I do get at least another Vower, so I will be getting a soldier at the end of this year. And now take these cards away and get some new rival cards out and see what my supply card is for this year. All right, then let's see what my path card options are. Completed citizen tracks or constructed landmarks. I forgot I need to be doing landmarks this game. I guess I'll go for landmarks because citizen tracks is probably not going to happen anyway. And landmarks, I need to at least get 2 of them. That's part of the goal challenge, the optional one. So that gives me extra stuff of that, and I get 4 resources. And then because of my small hotel, I get a civilian. Because of my small workshop, I get a builder. And with that, we're on our way with year number 4. Year number 4, that's always when I like to try to build the courthouse. Right now, I'm falling behind on this track. I also haven't done too much shopping in the market, so lots to do. I guess I'll start out by buying one thing in the market because there's this 4 numbered item over here that I'll get. And that will get me just 1 renown. Then what do I want to do? Probably start spending 2 civilians on this track. The first will get me a soldier. The next will just get me a little bit of discipline, just a little bit. But at least I'm level 4 on this track, so now I could spend 2 servants, a builder, and 2 resources to build the courthouse. That gets me another renown. So now let's see, I'm level 4 on there. So I can at least use its first ability to get me a servant. And I still need to be at least 2 levels higher if I want to use the other abilities. But for now, I at least got the servant, which is nice. I have lots of soldiers. I've hardly progressed on the fort. Yeah, I don't know what the best option here is. I probably should try to focus a bit more on cohorts. So I'll do something like, I don't know, because if I guess I'll use my civilian over here, because I'll be a little bit further on that track, and that gets me another builder. I'll use that builder immediately on the fort to get me another civilian, which I'll immediately use over here on this track to get me a bit more discipline, which gets me a builder back. Always nice when that happens. So now that I'm level 6 over here, I could basically get an extra servant because of the courthouse abilities, because now I'm level 6. Extra servant, because then I could spend all 3 servants up to do some mining and forcing, and that will in turn get me a resource production along with an extra resource, which is pretty nice. What else do I want to do? I'll spend all 3 soldiers on the wall guard because I need more cohorts. That one will get me a bit of discipline, and the last I can fill in a cohort. I'll go with the one on the right. Get me some more discipline. Got all these builders. Not sure what I really want to do with them. Also a lot of resources, which is pretty cool. I guess I might need to build the baths at some point. Either that or I'm going to lose some points on Final Disdain and I'll try to just do better elsewhere. Just try to get more cohorts in the future. Okay, I'll spend all 3 of these builders on the fort because I really don't know what else to do with them. That one will get me an extra civilian, and then the final one doesn't really get me anything because I have all these resources, but I also feel like I should get more goods, so I'm trying to figure out like what the best order of stuff here is. I guess I will go ahead and at least spend 2 on the wall. That'll get me some renown and a civilian. Grab the civilian first. Still need to get some renown because what do you know? That renown gets me another civilian. I just need to figure out what to do with these civilians now. Like I said, I do need resources. There's a couple ways I could do that. Could go down here on this track. twice, could go here once and here once, and then do some scouting. Scouting would only get me like 1 resource max. So I don't know if that's the move. Actually, wait, I just realized something. I'm gonna reverse something. When I bought this good over here, because I could buy from the deck, and as long as they don't need to be unique, like I'll get more renown if they're unique, but for the fort, I only need to get 8 goods. Pretty sure they could be the same. So, because it didn't say different or unique, it just said 8. So I'm actually gonna instead just get something from the market, so I don't have to have an extra pick attack, basically. So that would be item number 4 is what I would have gotten instead of the 6. Or no, I would have kept the 6. Well, now I just scratched it out. Okay, the 6 is still there. I drew a 4, and that's what I bought. So everything's kind of the same. Well, the main reason I did all that is because I want to get another item, and I don't want more picks attacking, basically. So I'm gonna spend another resource to get item number 5, and that will at least get me another renown. Because then I just need to get another resource, basically. And I think the best way to do that is going down the market, or the trader's path. If I spend all 3 of my civilians over here, 1, 2, second gets me a builder. And then the third gets me a little bit of renown. Then I can use the builder on the fort that gets me a civilian. And the civilian I'll spend on the trader's track to get my second resource, because then I can spend both resources on the wall, getting me another renown, but more importantly, another cohort. I'll go with the center one. And wait, I got a civilian from that, and then I get discipline, so that gets me another builder as well? Really? I wasn't anticipating that. Okay. So I'll probably just use the builder on the fort, because I can't really go on like the wall guard or anything. And then as far as the civilian, ooh, I could go civilian on this track to get a soldier, which I'll put on the fort, get a bit of discipline, but most importantly, another cohort. I'll go with the left one, more discipline. And with that is the end of year 4. So I think since I got rid of the trades from over here, so I'm just gonna have the normal picks attacking, so only 6. Okay, so 6 picks attacking. I have 3 at each for the cohorts, so I should be in a little bit of a good position. We'll see. I don't know for sure. We'll see how this goes. So we got left. Okay, center, right. We're good, right? Yeah, even if they all, 2 at each. I had 3 at each, so none got through. Thank goodness. So that was 6, so that means I get 3 Valor from that, which does get me an extra soldier for the start of next year. Wipe out these cards, get some new ones over here for me to ignore, and see what my supply card is. Okay, see what my path cards are. So either large buildings or resource production. I'll go with the resource production. Slide that in there, and let's see, because of that, I get an extra builder and an extra resource. Then my board gets me a civilian because of my hotel, a builder because of my workshop, and I also forgot to grab my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources. All right, with that, we're on our way with year number 5. So I think I kind of figured out the market. I just got to not buy from my opponent, or else more picks are going to be attacking. But besides that, I just need to focus on victory points. So I need to probably get, I probably need to build one of the roads for this. That might already be too late of a task. So I guess I could build the large granary. That needs done at some point. I think that's a this year type of thing. So builder, servant, 2 resources, and the large granary has been built. Had to be done at some point. Why not do it now? Because I kind of want to wait to buy more stuff from the market till the end. I could, I'll go ahead and grab the servant from the courthouse, just in case I want to use the other courthouse abilities later. Do I want to build the baths? That's a good question. Probably not. Not even close to building a landmark over here yet, so I don't know what I should be doing. Okay, well now that the large granary is built, you know what? I'm just gonna start progressing over here a bit more. So I'll go with 1, 2, 3. That gets me a little bit more resource production along with another resource to do something with. After that, I kind of want to spend both these soldiers on the wall guard. That'll get me a little bit of discipline, which gets me another builder. I'm one away from getting that cohort, so hopefully I can figure out a way to get a soldier, or I'll just have to use the training grounds. I'll go ahead and spend 3 resources over here on the wall. First gets me nothing, the second gets me a civilian, and the last will get me a cohort, which I'll go with, I guess, the left one. Okay, well, we spend a resource to buy another good from just the deck. That's another 4. That's okay. That still gets me renown, right? No, that's only... I only get that based on unique numbers, so I don't think that one counts, if I'm understanding the market correctly. I really don't know what to do. I got a lot of stuff. It's kind of nice, but I'm kind of worried because it's already year 5. I would like to build the baths. I don't really think I could do that now. I mean, I could do it now, but it's just, I don't know if that's the move. That would use up the rest of my resources, at least for this year. Yeah, we go first ahead and spend a builder on the training grounds to get another cohort filled in. I'll go with, I suppose, the middle. They're all pretty close from what I can tell. I'll spend a civilian on the priest track to get me a servant. And then I'll use my other 2 courthouse abilities. Yeah, make sure I'm the right level. So I could basically get an extra servant. Then I'll spend the builder, 2 servants, and 2 resources to build the baths. Maybe that was a terrible, terrible mistake. We'll find out. I'll spend 2 civilians down here on this patrician's track. The first gets me a bit of renown, which does get me a civilian back. The next gets me a resource, which I'll go ahead and spend that resource here on the baths just to clear out one of my disdain. I'll spend the builder on the fort. It doesn't really get me anything. Got 2 civilians left. I'll spend at least 1 on the performers track because that will get me a builder, which I'll put onto the fort, which will get me a civilian back. Okay, I think I'll just spend both civilians on this track. That gets me a bit of discipline, another builder. I'll put the builder on the fort, and with that, we'll be done with year number 5. There's gonna be 8 picks attacking. Okay, so right now I have 4, 4, and 3, so sitting pretty good on my cohorts, I would say, but we'll see how this goes. So it's already the side I don't want, getting hit twice right off the bat. We'll see, you got left, right again, so they just can't hit right. There's 2 more. Center, so just don't hit right, and that was left, so we're good. None got through. That is pretty awesome. Okay, so since none got through, that means I get 3 Valor, which also will get me a soldier to start this final year. I'll get rid of the rival cards, get some new one of those out, get rid of my path card, and see what my final supply card is here. Okay, all right. My final path cards, wall sections or gladiator strength. Definitely go with the wall sections because I have not focused gladiators at all. I don't dislike gladiators, especially after last fort. I kind of now have a bit better understanding of them, and I kind of knew how they worked before, but I never really messed with them. I'm still not a big fan of them. And I think with that, I need to get my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources. Okay, then I get a civilian from my hotel, a builder from my workshop, and I think with that, we are on our way with the final year. Boy, oh boy, I need to get lots more from the market. I need to get at least 4 more things from the market, so maybe I'll go ahead and knock 2 of those out and see what I get. So I get a 1 and a 3, which I don't have either of those, a 1 and a 3. So that was my first, second, third numbers. So that was 4th and 5th. So I'd get what, 4 renown? 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets me a civilian. Then I can spend 2 resources to build my first, what's it called? My first monument. So that would be, let's see, that's the renowned one. So the archway is the one I could build. And essentially that gets me 2 Valor. Interesting. Well, then the next cohort I fill in will get me a soldier, which is pretty cool. That means I also need to get a bit more discipline and get that last, I need to get another landmark going. I'll go over here to the courthouse, use its ability, get me another servant. I'll spend a resource on the baths just to get rid of my last disdain. And I'll start out by using, 2 builders on the fort. That'll get me a civilian. I'll use the courthouse ability to swap out my servant for a builder and use both builders on the fort to kind of get that finished up, which is pretty nice. That'll get me a civilian. Whoops, things falling apart. Along with the other one gets me a bit of discipline and a cohort I could fill in. I guess I better go with the right one, just so they're all pretty even. I got 3 soldiers. I guess I'll spend all 3 on the wall guard. Just kind of makes sense. That lets me finish up the wall guard. That'll also get me another discipline, which I need. That'll get me a builder. Last one I could fill in a cohort. I'll go with the left one. That gets me a bit more valor, which gets me another soldier. I mean, one thing I need to do is spend this soldier to do some scouting over here. And essentially I could get a servant along with a resource, mainly is the thing I need more than anything else. Run a bit low on resources because I'm going to spend 2 of them to construct my other, so I keep calling them monuments, they're landmarks. So that is the blue ones. What is that? The statue. That'll get me 2 renown, so that gets me a bit of piety. I have all these servants. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with all those. And a lot of civilians too. This is kind of a weird situation to be in. I guess I'll use my last 2 resources to get 2 more goods to fill out the market. I'll get 1 and 1. So no new goods, but that's okay. 1 and 1. I also get a servant and a builder from that. Servant and a builder, and hopefully that means I did the fort part right with the 8 goods. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something crazy, and I'll spend 4 civilians down here on patricians. The first will get me a bit of renown, which gets me a civilian back. The next will get me a soldier to do something with. The next will get me a bit more renown, and the last will get me a resource, which I'll have to figure out something to do with. I'll spend 3 servants on the mining and foresting up here, and that'll get me a bit more resource production. Mainly get me another resource to do something with. I mean, I suppose I'll spend the soldier down here to do more scouting because I don't know what else I'll do. That'll get me another resource. So I just need 1 more somehow. I guess if I can get another soldier, there's really no great way to do that. I'd be 1 short if I go on the performers track. This is kind of weird. I don't think I could get a soldier really. Oh, I could though. If I do 2 here to start filling in the wall, I'll get a renown, which gets me some discipline, and then I'll also get a civilian, because then I can use all 3 civilians on the performers track. 1, 2, 3 gets me a servant, and then I could go form with the 2 servants to get me a civilian, use that civilian on the performers track. That gets me a soldier. I'll use that soldier down here to do some more scouting and basically go boom, 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 boom. That gets me another resource, and then I can spend both resources on the wall. Lets me get another cohort and some more renown. More renown and another cohort. I'll go with, I guess, the center or the left. I'll go with the left one, just so I have 1 cohort filled in. That also gets me some discipline, which gets me some valor. Servants can't go anywhere. Builders can't go anywhere. I think that's it. So I have 6, 4, and 4 as far as my cohorts go. So let's see how this goes. Let's hope they hit left more than anything, I guess is what I'm hoping for. So there's a left. Okay. Pretty even right off the bat. So we got another right. Okay, let's see more lefts. Yeah, that's ideal. Pretty even still. I like it. Let's see another. Okay, that's the last center that can hit. So just no more centers, and we're good. That's awesome, because yeah, they all got blocked. Wow. Okay, so then I can get basically 4 valor for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll get me a little bit more discipline. And yeah, with that, we can go ahead and see what the total is. So for renown, I get 22. For piety, I get 2. Valor, 17. And discipline, 18. Let me go ahead and add up my path cards. 13, 14. I think I got 15 for my path cards, which is really good if I'm adding up all that correctly. And let's just see what my final score is. We got 22 plus 2 plus 17 plus 18 plus 15. 74. So 74. So let me see here. The fort, I had 8 goods. I needed 80 plus though. And I also did need 25 victory points in renown to get the challenge. So yeah, that's a loss. I'll have to attempt this again next time. I just realized also, just in this outro just now, that I forgot to talk about. I did complete the previous fort. I should have got the challenge for it. I'll post a picture here on the screen now. I totally forgot about that. I forgot to mention it at the beginning. I forgot to give myself a bonus. So I'll have to do this fort again off screen, and I'll get the bonus next time for the previous fort, and hopefully it won't take me too many tries. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there for today. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I will be back next time doing fort number 10. So subscribe if you want to catch that. And if you want to see one of my recent videos, click up there in the top right corner of the screen.